So we have another executive order, which I had no idea. Like literally, I was eating dinner with my family, and my mother literally mentioned, "Hey, did you hear about that physical sports executive order that Triple H signed, or that Triple H signed? See, Triple H signed an executive order. No. Hey, did you see that executive order that Trump signed? And Triple H was right there, and there's look at all these baldies. Wow, baldy. He's getting there. Just shave it, bro." But yeah, no. Apparently, kids are actually going to have to run around the school now, like I used to. Oh, Fatty can't do it. Yeah, he can.
Yeah, well, they're going to do some very important things for our country. Nobody knows LT, right? LT, greatest ever. Lawrence Taylor. You look good. You could play right now, I think, LT.
You look what?
Look that way. Well, I'm delighted to be here with some of the truly great sports legends of all time as we formally announce the newest members of the President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition. This is an important step in our mission to make America healthy again. It's something that's very important. What we're
Gotta
doing,
make their
very
fatties
important.
run.
Dating back to the administration of President Dwight D. Eisenhower, this council has championed the vigor and strength and vitality of the American people. Today, we continue that very proud tradition. This group is led by two-time major champion and one of the greatest players in the world, one of the highest ranked, and he just had a phenomenal Open Championship, as you probably saw, shooting one round that wasn't so good, and then he came back with about a 65 or something. He was getting a birdie on every hole. They were worried he might not make the cut, and he made the cut by about 200 strokes. It was pretty amazing, and he had a great week, actually.
Oh, is it golf? Trump and his golf,
also
dude.
the longest hitter
He
of
loves
golf. Well, I
golf.
think ever, but, you know, they say ever. I would say ever. And the longest in the world today, and it's Bryson DeChambeau. He's a great guy. Been my friend for a long time. And from his storied amateur career, where he won the U.S. Amateur, I think once or twice. Did you win it?
It was once, and then the
Once?
NCAAs as well.
Okay, you won a lot of other championships, but U.S. Amateur champion. And then, as you know, he won at Winged Foot, won the U.S. Open and Pinehurst. And Bryson has always been a phenomenal ambassador to sports and to golf, but generally to life, in my opinion. He's a smart guy and a good guy, great guy, loves our country.
Good
We're
guy.
Also pleased to be joined by
Trump,
Secretary
check
of
of
Health and
approval,
Human Services,
stamped.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Good guy.
Bobby, you do a great job. He's got some big things happening, and he's got some big statements to be made very shortly in terms of over the next few months, in terms of what they've been doing and finding answers to some very, very important questions. Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon, who's
The
phenomenal.
36-minute
Wherever you
video,
may be,
jeez.
Linda. Hi, Linda. What are you
I might
doing
have
back
to skip
there?
through a little bit.
And look, you've been reading about her exploits and the job that she's been doing, and we're very proud of her. Council Executive Director, Catherine Granito, thank you very much. Thank you, great job. And several other new members of the council, including JD is here, our fantastic vice president, and Scott Bessent, and we're making a lot of deals. We're making deals for trillions and trillions. Nobody's ever seen anything quite like it. We just made a couple of others a little while ago. I don't know if you'd be interested right now. I won't even bother telling you. This is about sports and about health. One of the best defensive players ever, I think probably acknowledged to be the greatest.
To be fair, he has
defensive player in the
added
history
like
of the
$10
NFL,
trillion
a friend of mine
in
for a long
American
time.
investment into America.
Too long, right, Lawrence? Lawrence
worldwide
Taylor,
investment.
He's an incredible guy.
That's pretty crazy.
And just been my friend a long time, haven't we?
You should just say tens and trillions.
Knew him forever.
He's actually there.
One of the most accurate kickers in NFL history, a young guy still. He can kick it
Okay.
long. I think he's, I guess, an athlete. Triple H. Triple H. Here he is. Oh, that's still very strong. He's a strong guy.
What is it with Trump and always saying, yeah, he's a good-looking guy, man? Is it like a good-looking American thing? This is hilarious. Freaking content president, man. Trump's been on TV for 40-plus years. This is insane.
And it's great to have you. And you felt very strongly about this, about the council.
100%.
Yep. Well, it's a great honor to have you. Offensive lineman, NFL, very respected, very smart, Cody Campbell. Thank you, Cody, very much. Thank you very much. In addition to the people here, we have other council members that want to just pay their respects. One of the greatest players and athletes ever. You could say when you look at records, there's probably nothing like it. Tiger and Jack. This is Jack. Tiger was here not so long ago getting the Presidential Medal of Freedom also. He's a fantastic Medal of Freedom. Mariano Rivera. If we could bring that back, and it's turned out to be very popular to do. My administration's all the American spirit, excellence, competitiveness, and sportsmanship. To that end, I'm pleased to announce that we're officially restoring the Presidential Fitness Test and the Presidential Fitness Award, and it's going to be a very big thing. From the late 1950s until the 2013 graduate scholars all across our country competed against each other in the Presidential Fitness Test.
I'm tired of smelling burnt fat rubber.
This was a wonderful tradition, and
when I walk down
I think Bryson and everybody here wanted to see if we could bring that back, and it's turned out to be very popular to do. My administration's also pressing forward with the important reforms in sports and athletics, and the group behind me and the others that I mentioned and others that I've asked to join. We have many great athletes I've asked to join the council, and we're going to let some of them come in. But they're going to also be working on college football in terms of what happened. It's a mess. What happened? It's what they're doing with college football, and the fans are upset about it. And players are being taken
get back
from
to
team
football.
after team, and being
not
traded
football,
around like
basketball
playing cards.
later.
And,
People have been throwing stuff on the court lately.
Passing, and nobody knows what's happening. So these people behind me are going to be very much involved in figuring that whole thing out and working on it and trying to bring some sanity to that incredible, not only the football, college sports, very, very bad for women. It's very bad what's happening, because now all of a sudden there's no women that are able to get the money that they're talking about. You know, it seems to be going mostly to football, some basketball, and women's sports are being totally decimated. We know that, Annika, you know, with this. It's all going into football, and some to basketball, and everything else is being left behind. And women are being left behind, and lesser sports are being left behind, and the Olympics is being decimated, because that was like training for the Olympics, and now we're not going to have that many of those sports left.
The hell's going on? Football.
Sports, they're almost going to be completely wiped out. This is crazy what's going on. We banned men from competing in women's sports, and last week the United States Olympic and Paralympic Committee announced that they will be complying with that order, so there won't be men playing in women's sports.
Good. I'm tired of seeing men beat the shit out of women. Figuratively and not. On the swimming pool, on the golf course. Well, I guess it really wouldn't matter on the golf course, or it might. We'll see. But yeah, I'm tired of men putting women down and taking away their opportunities. We've had them separated for a reason, and plus, not for nothing. Why do we have sports? What's the point of sport? All right, the point of sports is to find out who is the best. Put a man versus a woman in a basketball court. Who's gonna be better? I mean, shit, guys. Let's be fucking honest here. I mean, really. I mean, why do you think the WNBA doesn't make jack shit and they actually make a loss? Because no one. Well, that's actually not true. People do watch them because, well, we'll get to that later.
That seemed like an easy one. They say it's an 80-20 issue during the campaign. I said, no, that's not 80-20. That's 97-3. Maybe
not even that.
2, perhaps. And last Thursday, we terminated third-party pay-for-play schemes in collegiate athletics, and effectively saving. We saved college sports, but now we have to make it. We have to heal it, because it's really a mess. It's a real mess. This council will play an important role in shaping these new policies and ensuring that we preserve the American athletic tradition for many generations to come. And in the years ahead, we'll have the chance to showcase our nation's athletic dominance in the world stage as we host the America 250. So we have America 250, and we have, it's going to be incredible, the Patriot Games. But we have the Ryder Cup, we have the President's Cup.
Patriot
we have
Games.
The 2026
Oh my gosh.
FIFA World Cup. So we have the World Cup here. We have the 2028 Olympics. So when they cheated on the election and they picked somebody that wasn't supposed to be there, I was very upset before that because I got the Olympics and I got the World Cup. I was the one that did it.
Oh my God.
I can't say I got America 250. It just happened to be 200. I'd like to take credit for that, but I don't think I'll be able to. But we have a big thing coming up. But I was very upset because I got them, and it was skipped an election season. And so it took place in the next term after the term that we were supposed to have. And I was extremely angry. And then when I won, I said, wait a minute, I think I just picked up the Olympics and I just picked up the World Cup. So it worked out sort of cool. But
It worked out sort of cool.
Again, thank everybody in the council. They want to work too. These are people that really, we only do it by request. And people, they want to work and they want to make things better. And I hope they can make college sports better. They can heal it. They can find a solution. It's not going to be that easy. But you have a lot of smart people. So I'd like to begin by introducing Bryson to say a few words, and then we'll have Triple H, and we'll have a couple of other people say something, and then I'm going to sign that good-looking couple of pieces of paper, and it means a lot. It's going to be a very important council, and thank you all for being here. Bryson, please.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. And first off, I'd like to say thank you to President Trump and Vice President Vance for your support and this initiative and council. And to be honest, I never would have thought that this opportunity would have been here right at our doorstep. We have an opportunity at being the 70th anniversary of the President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition to literally change the fabric of kids' lives. And our first initiative is to bring back and reignite the President's Fitness Test, and then also reestablish some key other metrics on guidelines around building some communities, and also, again, with the President's initiatives around college, we think we can help in that regard too. But we've got a great established council with us that we believe we can change the fabric of our communities and kids' livelihoods for the future generations that are to come. I can't thank you guys enough, and looking forward to making massive changes in kids' lives and in our America's future. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just realized something, guys. I didn't know about this, but let's take a look at this real quick. He signed something about the 2028 task
President
force.
Donald Trump making moves with the LA Olympics just under 3 years away, signing an executive order today to establish a new task force, and he will serve as chair.
Eyewitness News reporter Carlos Granda joining us now with more on the task force's responsibilities and what Mayor Karen Bass is
task force for the Olympics? What?
It's going to be a massive undertaking. It's really a worldwide event that is going to take local and federal cooperation. But cooperation between California and the federal government, well, has been kind of rough. With
Oh,
this
no
new task
shit.
force, the president will be involved in a number of decisions.
Because their governor's a fucking idiot.
President Trump signing the executive order creating a task force that will work with Olympic leaders. Behind him, government officials and 2 Olympic medalists. The task force is intended to provide security and handle other issues.
We'll do anything necessary to keep the Olympics safe, including using our National Guard or
Wow.
military. Okay?
Well, okay.
No, I will use the National Guard or military. This is going to be so safe, and if we have to.
And there is controversy after ice raids in
It's gonna
Southern
be so
California.
safe.
Some say the game should
We'll see.
not be held here because they feel local officials should not work with the Trump administration. The mayor believes the 2 sides can work together.
They play these screenshots and they play these little video clips like it upsets people. Is it just me? But when I see this shit, it makes me happy. I think they misunderstand the effect that they're gonna give people when they show these clips of people being put into buses, and not buses but cars like this. Yeah, it's not creating the effect that it's not creating the effect that you're wanting, ABC. I'm sorry.
believes the two sides can work together.
It makes my
The Trump
day, actually.
administration had said from the beginning
fact-
that they were very
oh my
excited
God,
about
this
the
lady.
games. They wanted to see the games come here, play a significant role. So it is my hope that this will be indicative of a
You notice where they put her? They put her in front of a bunch of solar panels. Freaking California.
very strong partnership that we will have as we move forward to 2028.
You
Okay,
leaned into
okay,
this
we'll see
process
about
back
that.
then, and you've been supportive and helpful every step of the way, and we wouldn't be here without you, so we greatly appreciate all your support.
The recent Big Beautiful Bill allocates $1 billion
Whoa,
for
look
costs
at that.
related to the Olympics.
That's
Security
beautiful.
experts say the games will require huge security and will bring in federal police and other agencies to work with local law enforcement.
Well, of
The
course,
last
yeah.
thing you want to do is to have politics play a role in the Olympics. And I know sometimes it happens.
No, sometimes it happens. Dude, Hitler went to the Olympics, got his ass kicked, and he left early because he was pissed. Yeah, and the whole world cheered him out. Yeah, you can bring a little bit of politics into it. Don't make it all politics, but obviously, you can't say historically you can't. It's already been done, Baldy. Sorry.
But the fact that the federal government will come involved, be a part of a task force, and bring those resources to the table is going to be a force multiplier for the city and for LAPD.
And Olympic organizers are also expecting about $3 billion in federal funding that will be used for transportation. So a partnership will be crucial for that. And we must remember those projects will remain here after the Olympics are over.
Oh, look at that. Trump has decided to have the Olympics come over here, and he's going to make a stadium, and the stadium's going to stay, and all that infrastructure is going to stay. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Get back to what we were actually doing. Oh, Baldy's here. Let's
First
see
of all,
what
I'd like to
Triple's
say the
got
same.
to say.
Thank you to President Trump. Thank you for this honor. I'm humbled by it.
Wait a minute, guys. Just hold on 1 second. Just give me one moment. Almost done. Really? Freaking stupid. Alright, watch this. How is that guy? How is this dude in his old days sitting up there with the president of the United States, with the vice president and whoever this guy is? This is insane to me. I remember when this guy used to pour water in his mouth and shoot it in every corner of the ring, and people would lose their fucking minds. And now, the same guy, Triple H, is standing right next to the President of the United States. This is just insane to me. How is this a thing? Wow, I'm sorry. This is just a reality that's just kind of blowing me away. I just had to just get that off my chest because Jesus.
I'm truly honored to be on this. Vice President Vance, thank you very much. Secretary Kennedy.
Up there with Kennedy
truly
too?
Appreciate
Damn.
all that everybody is doing for the health and wellness of the entire country. For me, since I was 14, this has been such an important part of my life. Health, fitness, sports, nutrition, all of it. I think learning that at a young age sets you up for success in life. And without it,
It does, absolutely.
You're in a lesser place for it. So I look forward to the opportunity to do this. I look forward to the opportunity to help make our youth healthy, help get them engaged in sports, and let them
Gotta
learn
make them
what it takes
fatties
to be
run.
successful in life. So thank you very much for the honor. Thank you.
Very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bobby, please.
I love
Thank
Bobby.
you very much,
He's
Mr.
awesome.
President.
I don't love him, but I really like him. He's cool. Oh no.
In December of 1960, a month after he won the election, my uncle, who was about to be president, wrote an article for Sports Illustrated called "The Soft American," and he was lamenting the fact that America had prided itself on its beef jerky toughness, and that we were losing that. We were falling behind Europeans. We were falling behind other nations. And he was signaling with that article
Been gone for the past 20 years, guys.
Make physical fitness of our kids the centerpiece of his administration. And I'm so grateful to President Trump for bringing back this tradition. I was talking to Paul before we went in here. We were part of the Council on Physical Fitness when we were kids. And you had to do sit-ups, you had to do pull-ups, you had to do shuttle runs, you had to do 1 mile runs. And they awarded the top.
I remember what we did in school. What we did in school is we did 10 pull-ups, we did 10 those 10 pull-ups. No, my bad. You had 2 minutes to pull up as many as you can, and if you could not do at least 10, you failed. You had to run around the school, the whole school, which is about a quarter mile length of a run, 4 times. So that was a mile run. You had to essentially, you had 2 minutes to do as many crunches as you could. And if you didn't do a certain amount, you failed. You actually failed if you didn't complete those courses. So yeah, that needs to come back. Get these fatties moving so we can get everyone healthy again, so we don't have to freaking keep paying for Billy Bob's medical records or medical history because he's so unhealthy he keeps beating cheesecake every day. And eventually he's going to have a heart attack and kill himself, which is going to essentially fix the problem. But I don't want to spend money on his medical expenses in the meantime. Does that kind of make sense? Sorry.
15% with a badge and with recognition and with certificates. And for me, it was a huge item of pride when I was growing up. And we need to reinstill that spirit of competition and that spirit and that commitment to nutrition and physical fitness. And I'm so grateful to President Trump for your leadership in bringing this back for our country.
Thank you very much. Anna, representing the great women in sports, please.
Who's this lady?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President, Vice President Vance. This is truly an honor. I want to thank the team behind me here for giving us trust to be able to do this. Sport has always been part of my life, and the importance of living a healthy, active lifestyle cannot be any more important than nowadays. So thank you for the trust, and I can't wait to get to work to make a difference in kids' lives, but also in people's lives. I think the time is so important. Obesity is the highest it's ever been. Mental health, as we all know, the need ought to be tackled.
Too many fatties.
Thank you for the trust, and look forward to
many.
going to work with the team behind me. Appreciate it.
It's like a third of everyone's obese or some crazy amount. It's insane.
Come on, he's a little shy, but once he gets going, nobody can stop.
No, don't stop.
All right, let's skip because I'm tired of listening
Mind
to
and
other
body
people.
and soul. So thank you so much.
I will listen to the vice president
Well,
because he's a
thank you
little bit
all,
more
and thanks to the
upper there.
president for setting up this important commission. Thanks to all the great athletes for lending their credibility to it. I think all of us who have young kids at home just know that kids are healthier, they're happier, they do better when they're out there, they're being active, they're playing in sports.
I'll give you a life example. Me, when I was growing up. Surprisingly, I used to be, how can I say, I was a fat fuck. Yeah, me. I was a fat fuck. Now, I'm not. You know why? I stopped eating. I started moving. I stopped drinking soda. Root beer. Root beer. Mountain Dew. Dr. Pepper. Oh my god, those are so amazing. I loved them so much. I cold turkey stopped all of it. Those cookies and cream Hershey's bars. Oh, I love those. Those are so amazing. Oh my god, they're so good. I cut those cold turkey completely. And guess what? I stopped eating chips completely. I don't eat chips. I don't drink soda. I don't really eat candy really very often, like rarely, genuinely. I don't drink very often, and when I do, it's like on a celebratory occasion. And guess what? I move around. I exercise. And therefore, I'm not a fat fuck. We need to get people moving again.
Hanging out with their friends. I think all of us have.
I'm tired of spending $800 a fucking month in health insurance and not using it and having that $800 a month go to someone else.
Thought at one point in the last few years that kids spend a little too much time on their phones, maybe a little bit too much time in front of the TV, and we just want kids to do better. We want them to be healthier, we want them to be happier, and we know that getting out there, playing in sports, and being active and healthy and physically fit is a critical part of this. So all due credit to the President and Secretary Kennedy's leadership. This is all about just making our kids better citizens, better people, and happier in their daily lives, and I think this is a great team to get it accomplished. Thank you, sir.
It'll also lower your monthly bill for medical expenses. You know why? Because when you have a giant pool and it's being drained by leeches, guess what happens when you start plucking the leeches off? The pool doesn't get drained. Therefore, you could take more out when you need to. And you won't have to keep refilling the pool. Well, guess who the leeches are? People who are refusing to get healthy, who are completely refusing to be a benefit to society, and people who are just not trying. And of course, when Obama was in office, he forced every single health company to ensure health coverage no matter the previous health conditions. But guess what? They could allow raising their premiums to essentially as high as they want. And now everyone in America has to pick up the slack because Billy Bob doesn't want to get a job and or get healthy again. And he's like, oh, okay, I'm going to go to the hospital because my tummy hurt. Your fucking stomach hurts because you keep eating fucking hot dogs. Stop. Or pay for the hospital visit yourself. I don't have any money. I have this card that the government pays for. Oh my god. Can we just get rid of these people, please? Okay, my rant's over. Get back to Vance. The mean president. Oh, here we go.
Come on. Folks, sign this for Linda. She's doing pretty well, right? That is amazing. Good job.
This is going to be a good one.
Okay, so we got it. I think we're good.
Must not have been a good one. He usually says, oh, it's a good one. Hand out the pins. I wonder how many pins Trump's handed out.
Okay, here you go.
Thank you.
Okay. That is not signed with an auto pen. There's no auto pen. We don't want auto pens in the White House. Okay? Any questions, please?
Oh, here we go.
What has sports meant to you? And did you have a sports hero growing up?
Maybe Lawrence Taylor. I don't know. It could be Lawrence. Or I know him so well.
Of
But a
course,
lot
Lawrence.
of sports heroes
Jesus.
have. It meant a lot. I was always a person that loved playing
It's part of
sports. I
American
was good
culture,
at
guys.
When you were really focused on sports, you thought about nothing else. There was nothing else outside. It kept you. And to an extent, this is one of the reasons I like golf. You get away for a couple of hours. I play quickly.
This man loves golf.
Get through it. And for 2 hours, you're not thinking about all of the nonsense and all of the important things, frankly. But it cleans your mind. No, I think sports is so important. I think what this council is doing is going to be very important. And it gives you a little exercise, sometimes a lot of exercise. It's a great thing. It's a great thing. Sports are, you learn about people and you learn about how people compete. Now, it doesn't mean that if somebody's not a good athlete, a lot of people just are not good athletes, so they can't compete. But you learn about people playing sports. And
That's Jim on the bench who just keeps dropping the ball, literally. You know, you learn a lot on a court or in a sports environment. First off, you learn how to lose. People don't know how to lose anymore. Well, yours truly included. If I lose on like a game, I get pissed, but that's besides the point.
Playing sports with and against some, so I've always loved it. It's been very important to me. These people are, inspirations. These are the top people in their individual sports. The council itself, I mean, they have some of the greatest champions, for the most part, the greatest champions in their sport. So they really understand sports, and understanding it's very important. Thank you for the question. Yeah, please. Please, go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. President, can you talk about your plans for the new ballroom that was announced today?
Yeah.
And the $200 million
The new
that's going to be
ballroom?
paid for by yourself as
By
well
me,
as
yeah.
private donations?
It's a private thing. Yeah, I'll do it, and we'll probably have some donors or whatever, but it's about $200
Wait, what?
million. So we
He's gonna put $200 million into the ballroom himself? Oh my god. This president is ridiculous. When was the last time a president actually took money out of his personal account and put it into a public place like the White House or the ballroom? That's kind of insane if you think about it. Usually it's always the opposite. Oh no, that's not really the best look on it. Oh no, that's a rough look, President Trump. I'm sorry. I'll move on to a different, yeah, I'll unpause the video.
We've been planning it for a long time. They've wanted a ballroom at the White House for more than 150 years, but there's never been a president that was good at ballrooms. I'm really good. In fact, I looked at one that we just built in Turnberry in Scotland, and it's incredible. We're good at building. I'm good at
You
building
built a
things, and we'll
ballroom
get
in
it built
Scotland?
quickly and on time.
What?
It'll be beautiful, top of the line. We've retained the best architects and engineers, everything else. It'll be built over on the east side, and it will be beautiful. It'll be
East Side. I'm West Coast for life, baby.
views of the Washington Monument. It won't interfere with the current building. It'll be near it, but not touching it, and pays total respect to the existing building, which I'm the biggest fan of. It's my favorite place. I love it. But they've wanted it, and when they have big events, you entertain the president of China or the president of any place, and you have big crowds. They've always had to get a tent, and you've probably been to some of them, Bobby. When it rains, it's a disaster, and the tent's 100 yards. That's more than a football field away from the main entrance.
What's he talking
and
about?
People
Tent?
slopping down to the tent. It's not a pretty sight.
I don't even know what he's talking
women
about.
with their lovely evening gowns, all of their hair all done, and they're a mess by the time they get. And they've always wanted to have it. And I said, in the first term, I said, if I get another shot at this, I'm going to do a ballroom. I was pretty busy in the first because I was running the country, and I was also fighting for survival with all of the lunatics I had to beat. But it worked out. Obviously, it worked out.
To be fair, he actually was like legit under scrutiny and under attack by literally every single news organization, which still had power at that point in time. Every news place still hates him outside of Fox, but at this point in time, the news doesn't have much power anymore. People have seen it, they've lived through it, they understand that it's a crock of shit. Quite frankly. So, it's different times, and people have seen through it.
Very well, because here we are. But I always said I was going to do something about the ballroom because they should have one. So we'll be leaving it. It'll be a great legacy project, and I think it'll be special. You saw some renderings of the initial. I think it'll be really beautiful.
No government dollars at all.
No government dollars, no.
Week between its executive order, trade, Russia, Gaza, but also the family of Virginia Giuffre released a statement overnight in response to some of the comments that you made this week. You said that Jeffrey Epstein stole people from Mar-a-Lago. At the time, did you know why he was taking those young women, including Virginia?
No, I didn't know. I mean, I would figure it was ABC fake news that would ask that question, one of the worst. But no, I don't know really why.
Of course.
But I said, if he's taking anybody from Mar-a-Lago, he's hiring or whatever he's doing. I didn't like it, and we threw him out. We said we don't want him, at the place.
To be fair, guys, a lot of people really don't understand this and know this. Of course, Trump's in the Epstein files. It's pretty simple. Back in the time where the police investigated him, he fully cooperated and turned all of his information that he knew over to the police. So of course he's going to be in the files. He's the only one who actually worked with them. Keep in mind, every single person on this so-called list, even if it doesn't exist, every person that the police went to and questioned, that person didn't work with them. They got a stone wall. The only person that actually worked with the police and actually helped them in their investigation was this guy right here. So of course he's in the Epstein files. He's the only person that actually helped start the process of creating the files. It's a pretty fucking simple concept. So yes, he should release the files. No, he's not in the files and to the point of doing the bad stuff in the files. He's just in the files because he's the only one who actually helped the cops in their investigation. So the whole fucking thing when it comes to he's in the files. Yes, yeah, yes, he's in the files. Woo. We move on. But he does need to release him, in my opinion. If he doesn't, the Democratic Party will never shut up. They won't.
It's a story that's been known for many years, as you know. But it's, I didn't like it that he was doing that. Yeah, please.
I didn't like it that he was doing that.
If Canada moves forward with recognizing the Palestinian state,
recognizing.
Well, we're going to see. I didn't like what they said, but that's their opinion. I didn't like that. Not a deal breaker, but we haven't spoken to Canada today. He's called, and we'll see. But we have made a few deals today that are excellent deals for the country. We're taking in literally trillions of dollars for the country. This is making our country very rich.
I think we're at 11 so far.
Respect it again. We have, I tell these people, and I say it as much as I have to say it, but every leader, I was at NATO, and I was in the Middle East with the three great countries, three great leaders, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and everybody said the same thing. All of the NATO countries, essentially, they said that we were a dead country. 1 year ago, we were a dead country. Now we're the hottest country in the world. Look at you people. We're the hottest country anywhere in the world. We're doing great. Yeah, do you have a...
Canada currently. What's the holdup with the negotiations with Canada?
Well, they have to...
It's because they suck.
Right. It's all. It's very simple. They have been charging very, very high tariffs to our farmers.
So I actually live in the Northwest region, up in the Oregon region. So I do know a little bit about this because it's a local industry. So in my area for the past 30, 40, 50 years, we have essentially cut down lumber, replanted it, and cut it down again. We use our forests for lumber. We're right next to Canada. Ever since Canada started sending us lumber, all of our mills shut down. And there's no more sawdust smell in the air. It's dead. I found out that Canada is tariffing us for the lumber that they're selling us. We don't need it. We have people here in the Northwest that have lumber mills that are essentially empty. These giant buildings that are literally empty with trees all the way around them because it's regrown over the years, just waiting to be cut down. But no, we're going to have Canada come in and sell us some lumber. Why? We don't need it. So there's so many, and there's maple syrup in Chicago as well, in Canada, with their whole maple syrup entourage. That's woo. Guess what? Over in Chicago, they can make maple syrup too. So pretty much everything that Canada sends us, we don't really need. I honestly, with Canada, watch this. Clip it, do whatever you want with it. In my personal opinion, do I think Canada will be taken over by the United States in some way, shape, or form? Yes. Yes, I do. I believe by the end of Trump's presidency, we will at least have one piece of territory from Canada that's been moved to the United States in some way, shape, or form or fashion. I might be wrong. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. But the point I'm trying to make here is we don't need anything that they're selling. We can produce everything on our own. And they were surviving off of the tariffs. Their whole country were surviving off the tariffs that we were supplementing them for. You cut that lifeline, they don't have money. They don't have money, they don't have country. So that's alone the reason why I think eventually Trump might actually take Canada for America. We'll have to see though.
Some over 200%. And they've been treating our farmers very badly. They've been treating our country very badly for years. And look,
like a leech.
We like Canada. I love Canada. I have so many friends in Canada. But they've been very poorly led. They've been very, very poorly led. And all we want is fairness for our country. That's all. You know, they want to be
poorly led. They keep voting for idiots.
As we call it, the Golden Dome. And I said, well, you know, you're going to have to pay for that. They want a lot of things from our country, and for years we did it. We basically protect them with our military. They spend very little money on their military, as you know, not an acceptable amount of money. Yeah, please.
Thanks a lot, Mr. President. Your tariffs policy goes into
not
effect
an acceptable amount of money, he
says. As you know, a federal
says.
appellate court today heard oral arguments about whether or not you had the authority to unilaterally impose those tariffs. I'm not going to get you to weigh in on the legal arguments, but you're weighing your decision to do that, your authority to do that based on a 1977 law. It's never been invoked before. Why didn't you invoke this law?
Well, we've been winning all along.
I just want to ask you, why didn't you invoke this law in your first term? You could have taken in billions
because he didn't have the team behind him and he didn't have the know-hows behind him.
Until your second term.
Yeah, because in my first term I was fighting lunatics like you who were trying to do things incorrectly and inappropriately to a president that was duly elected. And we did do certain tariffs in the first term. If you look at China, we took in hundreds of billions of dollars from China.
That is actually true.
But when COVID came, the last thing I was going to do is tell France and Italy and Spain and a couple of other countries that we're going to hit you with tariffs. We had to fight the COVID situation when that came. But if you look at my first term, we took in hundreds of billions of dollars worth of tariffs, but you people didn't cover it very well.
You people didn't cover it well, which is why the news has no moral standing in anything they do.
The first one, do you plan to re-engage diplomatically with Iran, go with direct talks with them, or are you happy with the current situation, having no deal with Iran?
Well, Iran has been acting very badly. They were decimated. Their nuclear capability, that potential, which could have happened within.
I'm sorry, let's just go for a quick rant. Iran. So you're telling me that you had a nuclear facility in a giant mountain and America decided to, in the dead of night with no moon, he says, fly over from in the center of the country over the ocean to Iran, bomb the facility without killing a single person, completely destroy the facility, came back without Iran even knowing what happened. We didn't even know what happened till it was over. And we're a bunch of tattletales. That's kind of crazy.
3 or 4 weeks was decimated. It's been obliterated. The Atomic Energy Commission said the place is just decimated. Now they can start again, but they'd start in different sites because they were hit. I tell you what, the job these pilots did with their B-2 bombers, those unbelievable machines, they traveled 36 hours without stop, and they hit every single target. Every bomb hit they went right down the chutes, and then, as you know, we shot 30 rockets from submarines that were hundreds of miles away, and they hit every target. So they can start again, but they haven't been saying the right thing. I will say Iran has not been saying the right thing. They have not been speaking nicely, and they should be. Yeah, please.
They have not been speaking nicely, and they should be.
People say that he's playing politics with the futures of millions.
Well, he is. We call him Too Late. He's too late. It's his new nickname. He's Too Late Powell. He's terrible, the Federal Reserve Chairman. Not
Oh my
only that,
God.
He's building a building. He's at $2.9 billion. It's actually 3.1 if you include other areas that are essentially the same thing. Way over budget, has no idea what he's doing. And I would say he's probably good at that compared to what he does with interest rates. But, you know, we have him there, and it was a mistake. I put him in, and then Biden extended him. And Biden only extended him because he knew I couldn't stand him. And that turned out to be not a good thing for Biden. Although he did lower interest rates just prior to the election. Didn't work out too well for them. But he did lower them pretty substantially just prior to the election. No, he's a political hack, not very good.
Oh my
He's
God.
not a smart guy, Brian.
He's a political hack.
Have been very supportive to go back to the
Jesus.
original names of Cleveland Indians, the Washington Redskins.
Oh, I love that. I love the sound of that.
Well,
I do the Washington Redskins. I think they should do it. I told the mayor and I told people that they should bring back the name. If they bring back the name, you'll have a lot of excitement. And, I mean, Cleveland Indians, how about that? That was an original franchise, 1903 or something, 1906, an original, the Cleveland Indians. And what do? They changed the name from Indians. What's wrong with the word Indian? You know who is upset about it? The Indians are upset about it. They're upset about Redskins, too. So Redskins...
Okay, that's actually true. I have gone to a couple of bars in my life, and I've had a couple of conversations with people in said bars. Now, one of these conversations happened to be with a Native American. He was probably one of the most hardcore Republican people I've ever met in my entire life. The stuff that he said about kicking people out of the country, no matter about, like, I don't care about if their father came into the country, they've been here for 30 years, they did everything right except for the actual act of crossing the border without telling them. I don't care if they've raised a family, I want to get them the fuck out. I was like, Jesus. He said it a little bit more violently, and he used a lot more words that were slurred because he was drunk. But that's essentially what he said. He didn't care what you've built at any point in time. If you cross the border illegally, he didn't care if you created like 30,000 charities and you've raised $500 million for American kids. If you cross the border illegally, he'd want you out. And this Wolf guy, he hated Kamala Harris. Oh my God, he hated her. He went into some deep and dark things about like what he would do to her, and I will not repeat said stuff on stream, but it's crazy the amount of hate that people have for the Democratic Party, at least in Oregon. Oh man, people think Oregon's a whole bunch of weirdos. No man, if you actually look at the voting block of Oregon, it's literally the whole thing is red, and there's just two or three or four blue spots that are Democrat cities. That's pretty much what it was. So, and unfortunately, the Democrat cities, they just outnumber the people everywhere else. So that's why every president map you see, it's always blue. It's not the whole state of Oregon. It's literally 3 or 4 cities that make us vote shitty. And the result of that is you have people taking drugs on the side of the road in Portland, Oregon, hating like this. I've watched it, I've seen it, I've observed it.
I guess you'd say it was a little bit lesser of a case, but people want to
Call
see
them
the Redskins,
hangers.
and the Indians want to see the Redskins back. No, I recommend it. I was asked that question the other day.
Oh yeah, back to what I originally was pointing out. Yeah, the Washington Redskins. You know, that guy, Wolf, he he wanted to have the Washington Redskins name back so bad. He was so pissed off about that. That's originally what I was trying to get out.
I would. The Washington Redskins, it's a fabled franchise. now I don't even know what the hell their last name is. What are they to Commanders or something? Is it Commanders? It's not a good name.
Honestly, I don't even know.
Biden, sir. About President Biden, sir. May I ask you a question?
Wait a minute. No, not you. You.
No, not you. You suck. You.
She's not running for governor of California. She's not going to do it. What do you see in her political future, sir?
Well, she can't speak. She can't talk. She can't do an interview. I thought it was a very strange campaign that we had, but I had
It
two
was
of them.
really weird. It was
We
probably the
were
most
up
weirdest
by,
campaigns we've
like this
watched.
massive
I've
number of points
observed.
on Biden, and they said, let's change to Kamala. Nobody knew who Kamala was. Nobody knew her last name, Harris.
No one voted for
We're
her.
going to get Vice President Harris. Everyone said, who the hell is Harris? They only knew her by the first name. But no, I thought she was a terrible candidate. Look, don't forget, she didn't really get the nomination. I mean, that whole nomination was strange. She was the first one out. She took a good amount of points with her when she announced, but nobody knew her. And once they got to know her, she dropped out very shortly after she started. And she started with a pretty good, she was like in second or third place. But I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't call her a skilled politician.
No, man.
Would you?
She's also coming out with a book. Any plans to buy it?
I don't know. I think I'm going to buy it. I'd love to see it. No.
No, that book sucks.
I find everything in politics interesting. I sort of enjoy politics. She wasn't a skilled person. You have skilled politicians, really skilled politicians, and then you have some that aren't. And she was put in a very tough position, I think. She did have a 6-week honeymoon. They told me, the pros said, you know what, she's going to have a 6-week. And she did. She was like untouchable in terms of everybody.
That's true. Every single website, every single news organization was just like, oh, we love her so much.
Friendly interviews with friendly reporters like her right there, really friendly reporter. And you know what happened? People said, what's wrong with her? Why isn't she doing? She made a mistake. She should have done interviews. She didn't run a great campaign, but we beat Biden, and then we had to beat. Nobody's beaten two. I had to beat two. That's like Dana White. The great Dana White has a fight, and he has a fighter that's getting the hell knocked out of him. They say, well, let's take him out and put somebody else in.
That's actually pretty much what happened
at the time, but. Where are we? We're in the White House. So, I mean, so it worked out.
It's all history. It doesn't matter anymore.
Very serious question here.
It does matter, but...
Russia today hit Kyiv with missiles and drones. More than 100 people, kids...
I think it's disgusting. Russia, I think it's disgusting what they're doing.
More.
I think it's
Great.
disgusting. This is Biden's war. It's not my war. But I said if I get in, I'll try and get the thing stopped. But
No, he said day
I think
one,
what
but
Russia's
to be
doing
fair,
is
it's been tough to
very
get
sad.
it
A lot
done.
of Russians are dying. You have a lot of Russians, more Russians are dying, but Russians are dying, Ukrainians are dying. The United States isn't really involved in that war. It shouldn't be. And by the way, I made a deal with NATO where NATO pays us for everything that we send. We send them ammunition, missiles, etc. And we're not paying anything for that war. But I will tell you this.
That's how it
should
should
be
be.
stopped. It's a disgrace. And the ones that are dying are they're losing 7,000 now. It was 5,000. They're losing now 7,000 soldiers a week, Ukrainian soldiers and Russian soldiers. And they're also losing people now in the towns and cities because Putin's hitting them with rockets. No, I think it's disgraceful.
You have a 10-day deadline. You imposed a 10-day deadline.
Yeah, we have about 8
Does he care
days.
about
Yeah, we're going to put sanctions. I don't know that sanctions bother him. They know about sanctions. I know better than anybody about sanctions and tariffs and everything else. I don't know if that has any effect, but we're going to do it. Europe is extremely upset. But this is a war that should have never happened. This is a war that wouldn't have happened if I were president. And this is Biden's war. This was a stupid war to get into.
Well, there it is. I guess we're going to make the fatties run.